Good day everyone. For today's video, we're going to create a C++ program with input, process, and output statements. Let's have the problem first so that we will know kung ano yung dapat nating gawing code. So, let's have this problem. Create a C++ program that will input the last name of each member of your group, then input three numbers, and then compute and display the square of the first number, the cube of the second number, and the average of the three numbers. So, let's now open the CXS Droid app. But before we start, we have to erase all the things that you are seeing on your screen so that you can start from scratch. And then we will proceeding to the typing of our inclusion of header files. Server type number include space less than the header file IO stream greater than, and then tap enter. Next, we will type number include space less than the cstdlib and then greater than. Since wala na tayong header file na i-include, we can now tap enter key twice. Okay, so now let's type using space, namespace, space, std, and let's not forget the semicolon. Then repeat the process lang, which is enter twice. And we can proceed to our main method, and to do that, we have to type int space main and the open and close parentheses. After pressing or tapping enter, open natin siya with opening brace. So in line number 8, we need to press tab para mas maayos tingnan ang program natin. Then the first thing we have to do is to declare the variables that we will be using. Ano-ano ba yung mga variables na gagamitin natin? At pag-uusapan muna natin kung ano nga ang mga variables. Variables are name stored of values. So, storage siya. Lalagyan siya ng mga values na i-enter ni user or ng mga values na kinocompute natin. To declare variables, we need to use data type. So, ano naman ang mga data types? For data types, we have integer for whole numbers, float and double for decimal numbers, boolean for true or false. We also have characters, which is letter, number, or symbol. And also, we have a string data type for 0 or more characters. So, ano-ano nga ba yung mga variables na kailangan natin? Sa unang part ng problem, we are going to input the last name of each member of your group. So, the first data type we're going to use is a string. Since ang ilalagay natin is our surname, which is a series of letters. So, just type string, space, ang gagamitin nating variable, name for surname is N and a number 1 to 5 para sa each member. Now, we have to type N1, comma, space, N2, comma, space, N3, comma, space, N4, comma, space, and the last N5, and end it with semicolon. Now, tap enter key. Ang next naman nating i-input is the three numbers. For data type, we will use double. And then the variables for the three numbers, type num1, comma, space, num2, comma, space, num3. We also have to put variables for the square, cube, and average ng three numbers. So now, type comma, space, nums, comma, space, num-c, comma, space, num-a, and then the semicolon.
So we're done na on declaring variables. Ang next natin gagawin is to have a simple output statement para sa surname ng each member by using the command cout and its partner insertion operator, dalawang less than symbol. We'll have the literal string na dapat nakapaloob sa quote and unquote. So let's type quote, enter the surname of C-1, then colon, space, and then quote. And then never forget yung semicolon to close our C++ statement. Ayan. So after that is the input statement wherein dito maglalagay tayo ng value doon sa output statement na ginawa natin. To do that, tap enter, then type cin, and this command is followed by the extraction operator, which is basically 2 greater than symbol. So hihingin natin sa user yung surname ng member. So ilalagay natin dito yung variable na ginamit natin for the surnames. So una, which is the N1, and then the semicolon. Ayan. So we need 5 output statements for each member. So just repeat the process and we just change the variables for each number. Cout, and then insertion operator, quote, enter the surname of C-2. And then colon, space, and quote. Enter that. Cin, then extraction operator. N2, then semicolon. So enter again. Cout. Insertion operator. Quote, enter the surname of C-3, colon, space, and quote. Enter. Cin, extraction operator, and then N3, semicolon. Enter. Cout, insertion operator, quote, enter the surname of C-4, colon, space, then unquote, enter. Cin, extraction operator, then N4, semicolon. Enter again. Cout ulit. Insertion operator. Quote. Enter the surname of C-5, colon, space, unquote. Enter. Cin, extraction operator, and 5. Then, semicolon.
So, ano kailangan natin i-input? The 3 numbers. So, to do that, create ulit tayo ng prompt. So, cout insertion operator, then quote, enter the first number, colon, space, then unquote. To close the statement, we need again the semicolon. Next is the put the value prompt natin. Again, to do that, maglalagay tayo ng extraction operator. Then the variable for first number, which is the num1, ends with semicolon. Again, the process for the second and third number, cout insertion operator, quote, enter the second number, colon, space, unquote, and the semicolon. Next, cin extraction operator, num2 and the semicolon. Lastly, again, sa cout again, insertion operators, quote, enter the third number, colon, space, semicolon. Then enter cin extraction operator, num3, then the semicolon. So if wala na tayong hihingin kay user, we can tap the enter twice para naman magkaroon ng separation.
After the input statement, we're now going sa mga process na gagawin natin. Yung mga calculation or operation na kailangan na i-perform para makapag-display tayo ng desired output. So first on the list is the squared. Ang squared natin, ang variables na gagamitin is nums and the formula for that to get the squared is num1 asterisk num1 and semicolon. So basically, we're just going to multiply the number itself once para mag-get yung squared na ito. Next, we need to compute cube for the second number. So type our variables for cube num_c and the formula for that is num2 asterisk num2 asterisk num2. So here we are going to multiply the number to itself twice to get the cube and never forget the semicolon to end the statement. Last process na gagawin natin is to get the average of the three numbers. And to get that, type our variables for average, which is num_a. Then, the calculation would be the addition of the three numbers and divide it by 3. So, for the formula, we need to calculate first for the addition. So, ipapaloob natin ito sa open and close parenthesis. So, type open brace, num1 plus num2 plus num3. Then, close brace para unahin ito i-compute bago mag-divide. And then, after that, divided by using slash symbol, and then by 3, of course, the semicolon to end the statement. Finally, tapos na tayo mag-computation, kaya dalawang enter ulit ang itatap.
So now let's go to the output. According to the problem, we have to display the square, the cube, and the average. Kaya let's start with typing cout, insertion operator, quote, the square of the first number is, then space, and then unquote. After that, maglalagay tayo ng insertion operator. And then yung variable ng squared number natin, which is nums. And then another insertion operator here. And then lalagyan natin siya ng end line. And end it with semicolon. Para nun yung susunod natin na ipiprint sa next line na siya mapupunta. So next, let's print for the cube. So cout, insertion operator, quote, then let's print the cube of the second number is, and then space, then unquote. So insertion operator again, and then the variable for the cube, so which is num_c. So insertion operator again, and then end line, and the last semicolon. So next, for the last prompt, let's print cout, insertion operator, quote, so the average of the three number is, and then space, then unquote. So next dyan is the insertion operator again. Then the variable for the average, which is num A. And then again, the insertion operator at lalagyan ulit natin ng end line. So, dalawahin natin yung end line. So, next maglalagay ulit tayo ng another insertion operator and another end line. Syempre, yung dapat hindi nawawala is yung semicolon. So, yon, wala na tayong ipiprint. So, 2 tap enter again. Next, we can end this program by typing return space capital letter exit underscore success and then the semicolon. So enter again, and then let's bring back the cursor sa left side and then type the closing brace. So ayan, and that's it. We're now done with the whole program. So let's see kung ano yung output niya. So we tap the run button and lumabas sa ating yung ating first prompt is the enter the surname of C1. So gumana siya. And then now I'm going to enter C1's surname. So for C1, lagyan natin Parungao. Then enter. Next, for C2, Martin. Then enter again. For C3, Pablo. Then enter for C4, Domingo. And enter again for C5 naman is Reguyal. So let's now enter again. As we can see, nag-appear na yung ating prompt na enter the first number. So let's try to enter a number. So lagay natin is 8. And then enter. So the second number, maglagay tayo ng 12. And then enter again, then 24 for the third number. So now, nakapag-enter na tayo ng number. So let's see yung magiging result nito by pressing the enter once again. So yun, nag-appear yung calculation for every number na ginawa natin. So for the first number, the square is 64. The second number, the cube is 1723. And for the average, it is 14.6667. So that's it. Our program is successful and thank you for watching.